What is up, YouTube? This is your girl Killer Rose. Right now I'm gonna be going at the gym. I kind of messed up on that one. I'm going to the gym tonight, and one thing for sure is that I just want to say that I'm sorry about last videos. Last video was pretty bad for the most part. I did it out of pettiness. Mostly I was angry. I didn't really lay out the facts on why, deporting immigration is good. And yeah, sure, I did mention that it was to prevent drugs. If I haven't, then I'm just gonna lay it down. It prevent drugs from getting trafficked here illegally. For one. For two, it's to prevent from unwanted criminals to come in and go in and scare our own citizens here in America. And the people who we bring in are literal criminals from the cartel. And now you don't know what the cartel is, then there's so many movies and shows, and you can go to freaking the classic of Breaking Bad. Okay, so you'll get to know exactly what the cartels are and what their message is going to send. Now imagine having a state in your own country, and then having a cartel run it. Multiple cartels, and I'm talking about cartels that are rivals. And there's gonna be people who are involved that end up getting hurt, or the people around them getting hurt, or it could be someone that they don't like or they bump into. And I could just make I'll make up a scenario. One guy walks in a bar, he hits another guy's shoulder, and just one word he said, and they ended up throwing blows, right? They got the 1-2. The cartel guy, he got knocked over and slumped. So when he got up and he was conscious, he remembered that guy that fought him, and now he's on a manhunt to go see where he lives or where he works. And those two things are very vulnerable, because it's so crazy how these politicians, on how they keep saying for the ICE agents. I call them agents, right? I call them what it is. They're federal agents, getting the illegal immigrants and deporting back to wherever they're located, where they live. They're deporting them back to where they belong, and that's it. It's so crazy how they said illegal kidnapping, and it's like, no, it's not illegal kidnapping. The executive chief of in that White House, the president of the United States, gets to decide whether they want to have open borders or close them, and deport them. That's just how it works. There is your branches that aligns it. It is a literal spine of this country. So it has to align first. So these politicians are saying that we're not gonna let these ICE agents do their jobs. I mean, I think it's freaking ridiculous. You cannot tell a president that we're not going to allow these agents or these National Guard soldiers to arrest these people, and it's so insane how they think that they have the power of the authority to take in control. Sorry guys, I'm trying to turn my car back on because this happens, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so sorry about that. So it is insane, right? I mean, I could not fathom of how these people are our future generation, and I'm talking about these young people in college. And yeah, I can tell you, I did went to community college, but for some time, I'm being serious, that it got to a point where I was that I just totally got done with it. I felt like I was wasting my time. I didn't know what degree I was trying to get into. And when I realized that the degree that I was trying to get was a waste of time, it was a total waste. And I just gotta say that my parents did a whole lot for me, but with that being said, it's just, you know, this whole thing, it is insane. It's insane how people can be influenced by older people that know better. Basically keep your head above the sand, because these politicians, I mean, what was his name, that leader for Israel? This guy, he's talking like he's for communism. Go to Candace Owens shorts and you will see, and he talks about classless. And now when I look at communism, I felt like that's the greatest insult to hear in America, for people wanting to have communism in our country. I feel like that's a slap to my face, not only because my grandparents, you know, and before them has worked long and hard for this country. They're migrant workers, right? And that they not just brought my dad or my mom, they brought them both here in America to become a great citizen here in the United States. And now for people wanting to have communism, I think that is the most disrespectful way to treat a Mexican. I mean, or at least a Hispanic, Latina race, you know, and other minorities, right? I mean, for me, it's like I feel like that's the greatest insult, because it is disgusting. It's like, imagine a gambling addict, and you work, you know, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, to find out that your paycheck is gonna be cut because there's people that are in need for funds. And to find out that that people are either hooked on drugs, are hooked on gambling addictions because they cannot get out of a casino. There's people out there that are spending money recklessly on restaurants, okay, or vacations. I mean, imagine, this would destroy America. At least for me, I cannot stand communism. I mean, for me, I mean, I stand very against it, because it's like I do not. I mean, like, I had to pray to God on this, because I felt selfish in a way, but I'm like, I mean, like, I'm not gonna share my own wealth or well-being to someone that that's a stranger to me. Whatever they do with their life, it is on them, not on me. And whoever is taking care of a child, I do not want to support, because it is not mine to begin with. There are big boys, there are big girls, and they have to decide that if they just need to live their life. That's it. As soon as you're 18, you want to move out, that's fine. That is totally up to you. You are now legal age to do what you please, as long as as long as it's abide from the law. You can like, express yourself, whatever. You are now, you know you know I mean, I can't explain this in basic terms. You're an adult, act like it. Now you get to enjoy the new world that you don't know just yet. And now this new world is kind of very tough, honestly, guys. I think we can all agree that we're a little bit exhausted. I was sure exhausted with a lot of celebrities, and you already know my stance against it, and I apologize. But one thing that I won't apologize is that they all, or at least some, because some are good. Chris Pratt, that guy, who is the main role of the Guardians of the Galaxy, he's the guy that I really like. He prayed for someone that, you all know, Charlie Kirk. And listen, like, I mean, I said it on my stream, that you don't have to necessarily know Charlie Kirk, but at the same time, you want to say and pay respects for him, because he passed away. And that is basic human decency. That is. I don't know what is going on with people's minds, but I just wanted to lay it out there. And now I'm gonna talk into a few minutes. It's like 7:26, so I'll be fine. I got here early, just in the nick of time, and I'm so happy. I'm so freaking happy. But anyways, yeah, I know about him. He's a very good guy, but these other I'm talking about actresses, actors, authors. You already know who I was talking about. I honestly, I mean, I don't want to be, I'm just gonna, if I have nothing to say, I won't, nothing nice to say, then I won't say it at all. I was gonna say something, but it sounds so messed up that I feel like if I say it, then I might be canceled as well. And I'm joking here, guys, but at the same time, you already know what author I'm talking about, and the life expectancy of it. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's for me, it's yes, I'm not gonna apologize for calling all these celebrities, all these famous people, hypocrites. I'm sorry. You're trying to act like if this is the end of the world. Like, go to families who are dying, or who have family that died from fentanyl usage. Go to families who are a victim of violence from the cartel. I can name a few find someone who is, you know, homeless on the streets and talk to them. You know, it takes a person to tell you the experiences that they have in life and that you don't know about. And now, you don't always have to go up to someone and say, hey, tell me your story, like, how did you get here? But some people, you know, do mind and some people don't. You know, it really depends. Some people might want to keep it, you know, have it private. Some people would be like, you know what, sure. I mean, I haven't talked to anyone since this many months or many years, you know, or like, you know, to have a one-on-one conversation about the hard knocks of life. I'm being serious here, guys. These celebrities and politicians don't know their people. They do not know the people that they deal with. And it's a terrible thing. It is an absolutely monstrous thing to do, is to give them ideas, but don't back it up by evidence. Like, you know, Donald Trump going to McDonald's, that's crazy. And it was so, it was like, what, like, he was in a garbage truck, I think, and I think so. Now, don't, you know, you gotta check on me from that, but that was insane. Like, things like that, you gotta know what it's like to be as a working man or working woman. It doesn't matter, you know. You gotta know what it's like to have an eye for an eye. That's why I like to call it. I like to say it like that because I feel like it's more like it's more of an experience when you get to step foot in it. And I'm talking about, like, I'm just gonna wrap this up, but it's like, I never thought I would do this in my lifetime, and that is being a caregiver. I have been a caregiver, and that was my first job, and I, thanks to my aunt and my uncle who helped me, they put well, at least my aunt put a good word for me, and they needed the help and they hired me. And I thought, you know, in my, you know, like a long time ago, I thought I needed like a license or some sort of experience to know how to take care of an actual human being. You know, just, it is so crazy, guys. To know what it's like to be in a field like that is so insane. And I have so many stories, like, you know, for this experience. It's insane. I've been a forklift driver, and that was insane. I mean, that, you could get a lot of money for that, for sure. You could do that. I highly suggest it. Some people are scared. I mean, trust me, I know what it's like. Do you know those tidy cats? Those freaking big buckets of full litter? I would take that from the very top, you know, the very freaking top of that area that they like to put in. I say put it on a lower level, because I mean, that is a lot of weight coming down and someone can get hurt, but that's just my opinion. But being those, I mean, or going, you know, being a warehouse associate in Chase Field, do you know how much is a blessing to be in that place working? And yeah, it may be part-time and seasonal, well, a little bit, you know, sometimes you get a little full-time hours, but it really depends on what games that they have. You know, sometimes they're away and so you have the days off, you know. But to literally be at a baseball stadium, for free. You know, of course, yeah, you do work in the morning sometimes, you know, to prepare for the next game, because sometimes there could be like freaking rival games and promo. So you got so many things going on, and a lot of people have high demand on just sometimes it could be a load of beers that they have. There could be new beers on top of it. Oh my god, so amazing, guys, so freaking amazing. I just would love to go back, but it's so freaking far. I wish, trust me, I would be there, but yeah, like I said, after going off topic, is that you gotta see what it's like to be in that area, to know what it's like to know those streets very well, and to know those people. You know, it takes a lot of mental training to understand what those people are going through, and you know, to say that it's, you know, it's a good thing. No. After the UK and everything, I mean, a lot of people can prevent this by stopping the boats, closing the borders, and yes, it will cause an uprising, okay, for people, okay, but that's why you have soldiers. You have soldiers to stop it. You have soldiers to say, you know what, we're done. We need to establish our own country. There's so many illegal immigrants that are not only causing more crime, but they are taking over apartment complexes, and they are intimidating our people. And that's just pretty much it. I can just go on about it, but I would definitely give out resources on so many things, guys. There's a lot more to cover with the cartel and stuff, but that's for another day. It's an insane world. Insane, not sane. It's an insane, crazy world that we live in. And for me to wonder if we're gonna have the freedom of speech like we have now, 20 to 50 years from now. I hope we can live for 50 years from today. That'd be great. I would be like about 79 years old if it was 50 years from now. I would be 79. So hopefully I get to have a good life by then. That would be insane to live almost like 80 years old. So yeah, anyways, guys, just wanted to say my piece. It's 7:37. It's a little late, but if you like to see me do this, please like and subscribe. And oh my god, my brain is just all over the place. But for the most part, yeah, I am definitely sorry for my last video, but I would definitely give out more information instead of being a prick about it. You know, I make mistakes all the time. So just want to say my piece. All right, guys, peace.